Hey, thanks for plus subscribers. Here's a video of my thumb depicting my appreciation. That's a good looking thumb though, isn't it? I could put this up in Hey, it's me again, except I look like this. Sexy, I know. So the channel surpassed 2,000 subscribers a bit ago. Thank you again for that. Today, I'm going to take a look back by going through my subscribers list and reading out each name that shows up. For those that don't know, YouTube provides a list of those who are subscribed to you and for how long. The kicker is that they have to have their subscription set to public. I know there's a good chunk that have them set to private. I see you there. Yeah, you in the back. So please say something in the comments, as it's always nice to see more familiar faces. I will be sorting from oldest to newest, and there's a high chance that I'll go off on some tangents if I remember things. Here we go. Okay, here we are. This is the list. I'm already noticing one issue. And that's that there are some people on here who I know in real life or once knew in real life. Just as a precaution, I am going to blur their names and profile pictures, and I will only be saying like an abbreviation of their name, just the ones that have like their full name on here. I did mention that I was going to go off on some tangents. The channel was actually started in August of 2016, at which point I only uploaded maybe 2 videos, but the very first person who was actually subscribed to the channel was an XXXX girlfriend of mine, who I don't know if she still is, but she holds the title as the first subscriber of this channel. All right, without further ado, let's begin. The very first person on this list is an old friend of mine named Matt. Matt was one of the first people who really supported me doing this whole thing. He was actually the one who gave me access to his Adobe Premiere at the time, which gave me a bit of a chance to learn it and understand it and work with it a little bit. Granted, I made very little actual use of it compared to how I've done things now. He gave me some confidence to get going and to get moving with it. So thank you to Matt. Drunk Gecko TV. Now, this particular person, I believe their name has changed a few times over the years, but I think they are the developer of one of the first games that I ever did a video on, Disco January. This is the alias of, this was the alias of one of my close friends who was also very supportive of me pursuing this thing and me trying this thing. I think it was around November of 2016 when I kind of stopped making videos. I did it for like a month or 2 months, almost every single day, sometimes twice a day. Granted, they were like pretty much just hit record, stop record, upload kind of things. In the following year, in January, February of 2017, they were one of the people who I was speaking to about whether or not I should continue trying to do this thing or seeing where it goes, and they were very supportive of it, and for that I thank them. Very much appreciated. Nikki Nessa Gaming. A little bit of things that I remember from them. This was the time period when I was mostly trying to post my stuff on Reddit because for some reason I thought that would work, or that's how you were supposed to grow one of these things. Spoiler, it's not. They responded to one of my posts and then they subscribed to the channel. And I think it was mostly just because, you know, horror games, and I think they were doing the same thing at the time. I remember at the time I was probably at about 7 subscribers and they were at about 21, I want to say, 22. And I remember seeing that and I was like, holy shit. Where I was like, that was 3 times my numbers. Like, that's huge. So thank you to them. Fission Mailier. Now, this particular person I remember from a site called Let's Play Sanctuary, which I think has now been shut off or archived. It was basically a forum for people who did Let's Plays. It was a good place to go and like introduce yourself and meet more like-minded people, because at the time that's what I was really like. I was craving that. It felt very strange going into like random YouTube comment sections and commenting things like, hey, do you wanna talk about these things? Hey, I really like the way that you did this. Hey, I always felt very awkward doing that. So I liked having a place that was dedicated to it where it didn't feel as awkward then to talk about these things. And then of course you could meet and follow or be followed by people who did the same thing as you or who were also striving for these things. Crystal Fox, Games, Comics, and Culture, Just IJ, Alex Hui Channel, Rhodey, Caustic Console. Caustic Console stands out to me because they were one of the first people really start commenting on stuff regularly, and I definitely noticed that. and to take an interest in the things that I was making, which looking back on it, it's like I wouldn't have taken an interest in the things I was making. So I very much appreciated that, and it sort of gave like a little bit more of a drive then to want to continue and to see where I could go and how I could take things. So thank you, Caustic Console. Marios, I don't know how to say the first part of your name here. I apologize. So I'll just say the second part. Blake Schneider. Jaded. Now, Jaded was another person from what I mentioned previously, Let's Play Sanctuary. She did a combination of Let's Plays and art. I remember she did a few like speed drawings at the time, and I've always had a fascination with that kind of stuff. Art, I mean, in particular, especially the process, being not so good with my hands. I enjoy seeing someone who's actually talented in that sense. So it was really cool to see a combination of Let's Play videos and the art videos from her. I'm not sure if she's still active. I think she commented on a video from like 3 years ago, I want to say. But since then, I'm not sure. Either way, thank you very much. Jeff Kun, Yuppie Trend, Halo's Tech Cereal, Cab, Pat, another real life friend who tried to take an interest in the channel a couple of times. I remember he would ask occasionally about how things were going or what I was doing with it. And I appreciated that. I never knew how to respond to things like that. I'm an awkward kind of person, but I did appreciate it. So thank you, Pat. Such Play Doge, one of the first people to take advantage of the fact that I put my Steam profile in a lot of my videos, or in like the description of my videos, and then added me there. And this was a time period when I did that sort of thing. And then they also messaged me on there, and we actually had a discussion or two about videos and making videos and things like that. That was kind of cool because, like I said, at the time, it was sort of something I was craving, was just that interaction, that learning from as many people as I could. Heavens Above, another name that I cannot pronounce, and I apologize, but thank you very much. XF, Cryptid and a Bird, Itachi Uchiha, MS Vivo. Got a Vivo channel on here. Terragus, Video On, Beanie Weenie, Nacho Dog Gaming. This is a particular channel who I think started following me from itch.io because I think I recognized that name from that time period, because this was when I started taking games from itch.io and making videos on them, because especially at the time it was sort of an untapped market for like really good indie games that no one gave a shit about. You could find some real fucking bangers on there, and they were fun to play. So they're one of the first people then that I recognize at least the name of here from that time period. Levente Sabo. I'm going to butcher the shit out of names, I apologize. It's Karma, Parkour Stato, Alex Gromke, Astronomical, Jewel Vang, Very Baltic, Amaryllis White Rose, Chris, The Legco, Mr. Butchie 7, Andreas Giuliano, Epic Gamer, Clayton C, Shedman, another person that I recall from this time period, added me on Steam, and they were a pretty frequent commenter, I think, at the time. So thank you. Shiro, Limo here, Kitty, Matthew Yans, Atari, Just Hollowed. I remember Just Hollowed because of how their first interaction with me went, which I had made a video on some horror game. They commented with something mildly sarcastic, I think, pointing out like the microphone quality at the time, which I was using a pretty shitty USB mic. I was using the CAD U1, which is hot garbage. Don't buy it. They commented that, and then weirdly enough, a few people actually commented back trying to defend me, but I kind of picked up on that it was sarcasm, tried to respond with sarcasm, but overall they actually then became a semi-frequent commenter and a later viewer of like streams and other videos, and also partook in other people's content who I hung around with at the time. All right, next page. Yalicia, Little Thibby, Chin Chin, Tiki, Naga's Voice, Claudine Sorensen, Toxic YT, Creme Brulee. I could go for some creme brulee. Plegu, Meme, just Meme, Helen Vandermeer. I'm probably butchering half of these. I'm sorry. Nalia Arvelo, Aaron Jude F. Alanis, Sue, Yoda Man, Lauren Wilson, Andrew Jarrett, Drop the Face, Pericles Legendario, I like that name, Votaire, Sean Smith, Mr. Fish, Dash Dash, probably just someone who's like not using this channel anymore, Koga Black Fox, Jennifer Lowe, Hopper Ryan, F. Flight Risk, at Nestor Sanchez, Thomas K, Soothing Music and Sounds, Trong, Chaume Chambers, I'm sorry. Benny Kakis, Adomas Juska, Gabriel A, Jacques V, Amia Anderson, Galaxy Starlight, Ricardo, Asian Dramas. I'm being followed by all of the Asian Dramas. John King, the GEBC Studios. Mr. King DMX1, D-Die, Kendra Robinson, Ashley Squires, Zelania, Burrow P, Nubshrum, Hembra Esqueda. Now to the next page. Kid Ray, Belladonna Rose, Buns Sinnen. I bet you are. Victoria Stepnova, Chris Porter, Domicile Down Wonder. Another name I cannot pronounce unfortunately, but thank you. Leah W, Twin Tails 100, Noe Buddies, JD Kwon, Havoc Hex, Raphael Tajima, Loveless, Black Chili Goat Studio, Agatha, Full Moon Rising, Just Paul, Punny PN, B. Beeson, Pete Heslop, Alyssa Selines, FF, Noah Red, Kyle, Nick B, B. Nightingale, Manuel De Franceschi, Kaylin Tigu, The Real Wiper, oh you bet you are, Stevie D, Daryl Wilkins, who I remember because whenever I did streams at the time, he always came in, was very friendly, would always ask how I was doing, would always ask what's up, what we were playing, how it was going, partook for a little bit, much appreciated. He even subscribed twice. The Gold Warrior Eclipse, Deadly Demeanor, Nami Noms, Daryl Wilkins again, The David Germany, Klis Komarak, Sofad S, Javi P, Solomon UK, Rossi, Priestess Goat, E Purple 1234, Victoria Kosaka, Jams, WRF Studios, Sergey Martinez, Free White Man, who is also a bag, nice, Buggy, on to the next page, Airy, Kid You Not, Day Raymore, Boss Dragon 1151, Angelica Tyson, Crazy Panda Girl 16:3, Dakota Gillen, Sarah, Boglarka Siskala, I apologize, Simple and Clean, JD Shander, Libby Tunstead, Haley Harold, Hex Dave X, The Drawing Kit. The Drawing Kit I remember because at the time they were one of the first people to ever do fan art for the channel and actually did a whole entire like animation thing for it too, which was really fucking cool. So much appreciated to them. Red Your Boy, CK, another very frequent commenter from both back in the day and I think in the last year or two, I want to say. I remember them because they were one of the only people who really gave like well thought out comments. Not that other people didn't give well thought out comments, I just mean very consistently. Mostly related towards like the game, the story, mechanics, things like that, which I always appreciated. But I recall that they very frequently did things like that. And I think they also showed up to streams, so thank you very much. Matthew Lazel, Venom1, Ethan Ferris, Hello Kitty, Charm Palace, Rye1298, Keroro Fan, Comics Kid, Vander Gaming, Sofia Savarovska, once again apologize, probably butchered it, Crystal Soto, Soraya, Millie Lily, John Lim, Tree Tiberio, Axel Perez, Lucian Larust, It Cat Though, BB Lee, New Torque City, X Angels Chopsticks, Matt Luna, Anthony Tony Backup, I'm guessing a backup account, Maria Smith, The Jolly Hollywood Gaming, Is Zinzin TV 332006, The Malibu 166, Meat, just meat. XX Tyrant Storm XX, Aldo Damien, Shadow Dovahkiin, Hoshiro, Rolo Blast. I think we're about halfway through now. Boxman, that one doge on the internet. Ariana Osterhout, Scotty H, Frog Soap Dispenser, Pupe, Vili Raskala. I apologize for butchering it. Saucy Sacrilegious, Sweet Pea Kitten, Velveteen Rabbit, Akemi, Authentic Zodiac, Bendy's Baddie Content, Jeremy Cracker, Dragon Ate Me Too, Biohazard, GameCube 004, Lila, I think, Fennec Art, Noah, Kayla Manon, Amria's Animations, Lydia Penunnery? I'm so sorry. Elistai Ego, Jordan Morgan, Anna Strazik, Baba Booey, Ian West, Evie Lunice, Noah Jackson, Christine Choi, A. Padgett, Tire Hunt, another name that I couldn't pronounce for the life of me, and I apologize, but thank you very much for being subscribed. Sterling Gray, another name that I can't pronounce for the life of me, and I'm so sorry, but thank you very much. Osamu Akita, Authentic Maniac, who I remember from a handful of streams. I think that they were there for the Resident Evil 2 remake stream, which was at the beginning of 2019. if I remember correctly. And I think I saw them comment on some stuff afterwards. So thank you. Lena H, Leo Seguin, Giga Barros 42, The Epic Puppeteer, Leanne Tyus, Bucket Mouth, Game Bob, I believe at the time shouted me out on their community channel, I remember, back when I posted some sad boy shit. And of course, I very much appreciated it. So thank you, Game Bob. Bruce McGivern, Gary Davis, Darth Xbox Gaming 101, Jacob Herman, and on to the next page. Cody H, Ghost Girl. I will post video at 2,000 subs. They are at 202. So you're like 10% of the way there. You know, I wonder if they get it, if they'll actually post videos. That was like 3 years ago. Tokipil, Mimi's S, Cordial Devil, Silamon 100, Gray Fieldland. I unfortunately can't pronounce the middle part of that, so I'm going to go with Noi USA, Mr. Wuffy Wolf, Derlin, Kevork, 8, Leech Lord, Veronica Suchawolek, apologies for butchering that, Tara Bell, Phonics Lex, Kiwi Messenger, Vegas Flatline, Drammy, I unfortunately cannot pronounce this name, but thank you very much for subscribing, Mythic Blade, X-Vic PRC, Remus Lupin, Logan Woodard, Yoshi Kiwi 19, John Sess, Crusader Squad, Sean Adams, Josue Miguel Lisona, Poofer Fine, Sarosite 2, Hades and Enderzone, Kittia Mahabhol, Rome, Peter Hosing Loy, Cutie Rainbows, PCH RPH _ Charsara Serenan, Ronica, apologies if that is not anywhere close, La Amor, Neopet Girl 13, DX Rit XCXT, O, Didi, Chip Scott, UTA Uloid Analoid, Samantha Bates, Caroline Elizabeth, Galaxy, Putra Dewa. On to the next page. Danielle Remigny, another name that I cannot pronounce, and I apologize for that, but thank you very much for subscribing. Scalpel User, King Lager, Mega Man X195, Heatful Elm, Neon Butterflies, Jeremy Napier, Shadow Kitty, Trent Glasgow, Count Dathy, Mynick, Voodoo Death, Galaxy Magician, Sirarada Sankaret. I butchered the fuck out of that, I'm sorry. Maple Virtual YouTuber, who is one of my closest friends who I speak to pretty much every single day at this point. It actually might be my only close friend at this point. He's been around a lot longer than this. This is just his current handle for things. He goes back like 2018, I want to say, early 2018. But thanks for being there, man. Appreciate it. Light of Apollo, C013 Huff, Joe Wiseman, Fabricated Soul, Durian, It's Sammy 13. Another name I unfortunately can't pronounce, but thank you very much for subscribing. Gets Beat, Akil Mukashin? Apologies for the pronunciation. Molly Moz, W Safe, Danu YouTube, Mugen Zero, Jason Sorensen, Anna Kanaka, Not a Weeb / Echan, Psycho Killers, Ashish Senai, Lucaritry? Butchered that, sorry. Ashi Soleil. Once again, probably butchered it, my apologies. Krona Elbarn, Advertise 3606, CS Terra, Dizzy, Brand Drug, Igor Dog, Cameron Abuman, Boost Cha, Darlene Fithian, DX Michael. I believe this is their old channel, as they have a new one where they go by Mikey Nya, more predominantly a Twitch streamer. They were a big supporter of the channel really early on, especially when I was like trying to get a foothold in Twitch streaming. Very supportive, always there for you. Very nice person overall. Thank you very much for being subscribed. DJ Blue 13, Jidlon 67. Unfortunately, I cannot pronounce both of these names, but thank you both very much for being subscribed. To the next page. Fish Sticks. That's Fish Sticks, not to be confused. Almost my turn. It is your turn now. Scott A. Love, Nicholas Belmont, Amber Arcada, Chamu Sake? I have no earthly idea, I'm sorry. Crazy Boy 88, Marcos, Zish QOL, Ignis Nix, Pooface 004, Khalid Lewis, Icon Narek XD, Zarif Hassan, Mohammed Alalu, Muhammad Ichsan, Agriagropoulos, Denki Kong, Jeremy Espinoza, The Weebist, Renz Ewan, Crazy Kids, John Jones, Unbloody 1234, Shadow King S19, Kolba Yada, Georgia Cummins, PLK MLN 88, Tadashi, Kirocleaves, Bar 363363, Rika Lily, Ina, I7, Hanif Muzaki, M, Heroic Kitten, Langrim 19 Sans Death Red Rabbit, Mysterious Heroes, Don Sepebun, Alimba Guy, Tinkiel, also from the VTuber community, and was also very active in streams, especially from like 2020, 2021, when I was streaming. Very supportive, spend a lot of time hanging out. Thanks for subscribing. Abdul Muhammad, Lunga Bunga, Rugichi Soraka, Fiendish, Bun, Naomi IG, Hadachi Muffin, Akira, Croige, Eccentric Downfall, Orange Grove, JC Kun, another member of the VTuber community who transferred over here from Twitch or wherever. Thank you. Disc, Engrinus Durando, probably butchered that, my apologies. Alberto Trinidad, Dankster6824, Z, Acanthita, Matteo Mosia, Achille Miseroli, Jake D, Fami Leon, Katz Takashi, Morgan Larrabee, Fish Guin, Francis Cholera, Hecatomb, Thomas, Joven, Etherestic, Blue Steel Inc., Abstizi Foshizi, Andre Jr. Godin, that guy again, can't believe it's him again, Golden Dragon 17, The Media Maniacs, Shattuck Neon 500, another more prominent individual in the VTuber community, once again was mostly a Twitch streamer, though I have seen them stream on YouTube. A friend of mine, fun to hang out with, play games with. We've done a few collabs in the past. Was always enjoyable. But thank you, Shad, for subscribing. Kerbo, Pucha Zulfitri, Gene, Nathan0401. Unfortunately, I cannot pronounce this name, but thank you very much for subscribing. Dark Knight, Josh Simmons, Pat, Fishy Bookins, Beat Fanatic 1983, Holy Yeetus, Dreams Fuzzy, Fields of Play, Ragna Bloodedge, Dark Fire Holy Water, Der Falkir, Sidaz Laboratory, Zoli Ars, Ars, Overly Hyped Sometimes? Unfortunately, once again, I cannot pronounce this name, but thank you very much for subscribing. Thomas Hale, Dr. Doritos, Alexander Lawrence, Waleed. Unfortunately, I cannot pronounce this name, but thank you very much for subscribing. Lunar Menace, 566-6788. Is that a phone number? I don't want to find out. Hegasu Dagafi, Dr. Pepper Lover 123, Let's Play Paradise, Krillaner, Noya Willis, Sully Johnson, Gaming by the Frums, Hexteris, Ren the Masochist. Unfortunately, once again, I cannot pronounce this name, but thank you for subscribing. Caleb Davis, Tape Master, Nashnado, who I remember from streams back in the around that time period. They would show up, they were always very supportive of everyone, would always give bits or subs or whatever they could. Thank you. VTuber Extremist, Arnor Ratalib, Kurishina Maku, Nick McStampy, Randy Jones, Meme Titan, Sven Amaldison, Shay Erdman, Essence of Chaos, Astro Punch, Selength, Z123 Zocker, Miro Heratiski, apologies for butchering, Moises Giovanni Garcia Racamontes, Mr. Battlecat, Joshua Hanlon, Kaizen, Zero Blake, Yigit Tanison? I'm so sorry for the pronunciation, but thank you. Ash Tin, Kayla Hugh, Cthulhu, Zalia, Nekuchiyu, Matthias Pinto, Pato Russo, Eduardo Virtuoso, Miles Theunison, Caspia Rose. Unfortunately, this is a name that I cannot pronounce, but thank you very much for being subscribed. Blake Hammer, SHSSC Omega, Konstantina Papazoglu, Megan Bosco, Seaman of the Lake, AMV Wave, Xenox, Pallades Kun, Marshy Chan, D Diddy, Mini W, Morda Flying, Hypersonic, Keisha Go Lightly, Deirdre Legacy, Nashnado again, 2 accounts, huh? JG, Bebedor de Agu Semgas? So sorry for the butchering of names. Sully121, King of Zombies 20, Cairo Clemens, Benjamin Geo, Nublub, Chan Chan, Bernardo Rodriguez, Dead Space Pro 96, Fence, The Slayer, Sonamir, Dash Dash, Nida Erlamas, so sorry for butchering, Gaioka, Marshall, Rory23, Shy Play Games, Solarized, Bryono14, Laura Ganyu Lumine. I don't Genshin much these days, but I do recognize that name. Devin Bays, W Jacob 1000, Colespo, King Ace, Emo Princess 241, Lex Black Ground Zero, Aurora N, Corey Cohen Welch, Kazumakon Gabdola. I'm sorry for the butchering. Zrakane, Matthias Redondo, Sagira, also known as Evil Bunny 22, Desmo Riser, Clarence Turner, Alor Menendez da Silva Jr., Glib Nuisance, Didier Derwin Gamer 2, Reasons for Everything, Francis Colorado, Demovinia, Buck Seiko, Kaylee East, Civilian, Velking, Jotaro Kujo, Pro Sniper 514 DRM, Bad Boy 17 is cool, Matthew Trojan, Cross, question mark, Mainheart Shimphy, Ali, Turkey Baking Gaming, The Moss, Yokai Rekka, Abu Al Faraj, Brighton Kane, $2 Demigod Fish 3, Aki Joronen, Dallas Woods, Kieran, Numero 2, Tammy Whitehead, Darren Boucher, Don Valentino, SX Dragon Sim, Nitrogen Fox, Gerardo Jimenez, Neil Saltzman, Hunter, Young Boy TT, Bohemia Ball, Headshot YT, Anna Pereira, Peyton Josephine, Mika Agul, Christian Mitru, Doctor Who in Gmod. I remember you from the stream the other night. Thanks for subbing. Lane Buckler, and last but certainly not least, Mama Gerber. And that's the end of the list for now. Of course, there is a hefty majority not on the list, so if you're an old or new subscriber, say hi in the comments. I started this thing when I was 18 years old. I've just recently turned 25. It's a bit surreal to think back on things, but more so to see people from way back when still around today. Whether that's in comments, on the streams, on Twitter, or wherever. There's this feeling where I know I've grown in that time, that I can only imagine how much these other people have changed and evolved over that time. I haven't been the most active here. I've taken a lot of lengthy breaks, and for that, I'm sorry. It's difficult for me to do this thing when my head and my heart aren't in agreement, and this has happened for a lot of reasons. Some good and some bad. I'm not going to get into it in the video. I'll probably write it out in the pinned comment below. Just know that I do appreciate what I have here, and I want to continue pushing it forward. Thanks again, everyone. Take care, and maybe I'll see you around.